Moyo District to drill 6 boreholes in the financial year 2023-2024, and Maracha District celebrates the International Women's Day. You're most welcome, viewers, to the NILE cast only on West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumuringa Christine, but first, let's dive into the headlines. In the headlines tonight, Moyo District to drill 6 boreholes in the 2023-2024 financial year. Maracha District celebrates International Women's Day. And family heads advised to engage in writing of wills to prevent disagreement and protection of family legacy. This and more in the Nowcast News Bulletin. It's the 23rd of March 2024. You're most welcome to the Nowcast only on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Moyo District is set to drill 6 boreholes in the financial year 2023-2024 as a way to curb down on the water crisis and improve on access to clean water, thus reducing on waterborne diseases. Okumu Dominic has more.
The celebration, which brought in a number of people, is intended to create awareness among the public on the need to protect the environment and take good care of the existing sources of clean water so as to reduce on waterborne disease in the district. Honorable Andu Richard Opeli, the Vice Chairman Local Council 5, who doubles as the Secretary for Works and Security, who was the chief guest during the occasion, said Moyo District has planned to drill 6 boreholes across the district so as to reduce on waterborne disease and improve on the access to clean water among the communities.
This water department planned for water, and the government has given 6 boreholes to be drilled this financial year. So this is at the moment the start of the district, but we are hoping for more boreholes.
Honorable Aleruto Maza, the Member of Parliament for West Moyo County, urged the community to observe good hygiene and drink clean water so as to avoid water-related diseases. He adds that the children need to be educated on good hygienic practices such as washing hands after visiting the toilets, among others, so as to reduce on disease burden in the communities.
Being a World Water Day and being a day for awareness people about healthy living in a healthy environment, I call upon the population to observe hygiene and make sure they always use clean, safe drinking water. If they must boil water and put some chlorine in the water, and make sure the children wash their hands when they are feeding, and also educate their children and tell them that whenever they go to the toilet, they must come out and wash their hands so that they don't contract diseases.
Mr. Gore Goffin, the resident district commissioner Moyo, said the country is faced with the challenge of climate change, and this therefore requires critical thinking on ways of conserving the environment and sustaining the available sources of clean water. He implored the public to always plan for water as they are setting up their homes, since the government is considering the abolition of drilling boreholes. Therefore, people should think of getting connected to the piped water system and make good use of water so as to eliminate waterborne diseases in the country.
As you know that water is very essential. We as a country, we are facing challenges of climate change. Therefore, it is very, very important for us to rethink about our strategies of conserving, sustaining, and using water. We need to, as a country, devise means, because we have been having boreholes, shallow wells, but now with the changes in climate, I think we need to go into piped water systems in our homes. So I want to ask everybody, even as you're building your home, as you're building your house, you need to think about water. Water must be part of your plans.
Mr. Moko Stephen, the Assistant District Health Officer in charge of environmental health, said over 12,000 people in the district still engage in open defecation, which is one of the main causes of contamination and high disease burden in the district. He therefore urged the public to embrace good hygiene so as to reduce on the disease burden in the district.
Statistically, in Mo district, we have a population of 116,400 as per last year's population, and out of this, 103, 851 persons are using lab 12,549 are defecating out. This is a very big number that normally contaminates the whole water source.
Mr. Nyanzo Raymond, the district water officer Moyo, urged all the stakeholders and the public to do their part in ensuring there is access to clean water and good hygiene in their communities, saying the issue of clean water and good hygiene is everyone's responsibility, not to be left on the district alone.
My key message for this World Water Day is for us to play our parts. Every stakeholder should play their part. Water is not only there for one person, it is for everybody. It's a collective action. Yes, the district may be in charge of making the water visible, but what happens to the visible water is parts and parts of the community. The community must take care of their water sources.
The World Water Day is a day put aside globally to create awareness on access to clean water and the conservation of the environment amidst the changing climatic conditions for a healthy living. The day is celebrated every year globally under different themes so as to provide information and fight against waterborne diseases which has silently claimed lots of lives. This year's World Water Day was celebrated under the theme Rethinking Collective and Innovative Solution to Water, Environment and Climate Change Crisis in Uganda. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumu for West Nile TV, Nilecast.
And more in our stories. During the belated International Women's Day celebrations that took place in Maracha District on the 21st of March 2024, the leaders have urged the women to compete for leadership positions with the men. Take a look. The people of Maracha District were on Thursday, the 21st of March 2024, joined by officials from the Democratic Republic of Congo to come and celebrate the International Women's Day, which was held in Dramu Sub-County, Maracha East constituency. International Women's Day celebration is a day designated by the United Nations General Assembly to be celebrated on the 8th of March annually. Honorable Ndera Irene, the female council representing Awiziru Sub-County to the District Council, criticized men for wanting to overrule in families and yet they do not provide the basic needs for women. The Member of Parliament for Maracha East constituency, Honorable Ruth Lematia Moli Onduru, advised the women to focus on equality instead of focusing on the gender, which she described mixing of anatomy and physiology, which will end up in breakup. The area Member of Parliament also encouraged women to compete for leadership positions with men.
Anatomy and physiology. Equality of women. constituency.
Following a song composed by women with its meaning stating that they do not want husbands, the woman member of parliament for Maricha district, Honorable Jiwaru Jennifer, knelt down to beg women in the district to remain in their marriages and to work harmoniously. The guest of honor for the function, Koliba Monica Kotevu, who doubles as the Deputy Resident District Commissioner for Maricha district, told women not to be overtaken by emotions.
As women, one of our main things is to love each other. But in most cases, we hate by telling lies against other women. Sometimes our tempers are very high. We get annoyed so much, and without analyzing issues, we play up. Sometimes we are very abusive. We have a lot of mood swings, which does not cause happiness in our community and our homes. Sometimes we suffer from real laziness to do work. They don't want to do work. I want to say the president has mobilized. He's always with you people, and the president says wherever we are, we should really talk to you about mobilization, creation of wealth. Creation of wealth means whether you have your own money, whether you have your own land, whether you have your own house, whether you're able to pay your own children to school, things which are associated with you, not things done by government. Government does gives services, but the creation of wealth is your individual responsibility.
During the celebration, Maricha district officials stated that they have chosen to celebrate the event lately because there was a letter from the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development directing all districts not to hold the event on the same day the national celebration was held. Osuta Yusuf, Okumuringa Christine, for West Nile Television, Nilecast. And more in our stories. His Holiness Pope Francis has appointed Right Reverend Raphael Poni Wokorach, the Bishop of Nebi Catholic Diocese, as the Archbishop of Gulu Diocese. And this came after the Holy Father accepted the resignation from the pastoral care of the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Gulu, presented by the Archbishop John Baptist Odama, for reaching the age limit of the 75 years according to the Code of Colonial Law. Take a look.
After 25 years of service, the then Bishop of Gulu Archdiocese, His Grace John Baptist Odama, the Bishop Emeritus of Gulu, has been relieved from his duty as the Bishop of Gulu Archdiocese.
Announcement of the new Archbishop of Gulu. The Apostolic Administrator in Gulu has the pleasure to announce that on the 22nd March 2024, His Holiness Pope Francis has appointed Metropolitan Archbishop of Gulu, the Right Reverend Raphael Wokorach, MCCJ, which is Concord Missionary of the Heart of Jesus, until now, Bishop of London.
According to Odama, this news was broken to him from Rome, and he made it public from Gulu Cathedral.
His Grace John Baptist Odama, Archbishop Emeritus of Gulu, has been appointed Apostolic Administrator of the Archdiocese of Gulu until the day of the canonical possession by the new Archbishop.
Odama will be greatly remembered by the people of northern Uganda for his struggle for peace during the LRA war in northern Uganda.
The Archbishop John Baptist Odama, who has been here for I think 25 years, he has been our Archbishop and he has been really working so hard. Many of the people have been hearing what he has done, working on the peace in northern region, trying to really create peace in the community, and even he has created peace within the denomination, the Catholic Church, the Protestants, and then the born again. We are one.
Some of the Christians in Gulu also remember him for his instrumental role in fighting domestic violence while championing women's rights.
That ladies can do great things. So you can imagine such kind of a news. It is like, so sudden to me. I would have loved for him to stay for some few years.
Ojok Matthew Simon says the Christian in Gulu welcomed the new bishop posted to Gulu Archdiocese, but they were expecting His Holiness Pope Francis to appoint the son of the land, Anachole, to replace His Grace John Baptist Odama.
People expected that this time maybe we'll get the son of the soil to become the Archbishop of Gulu. But the way it has come now, everybody is now quiet. And what do people say? What Dick said in Latin. What has been said because Pope is the overall.
In 1996, Pope John Paul II appointed Odama bishop. He was concentrated Bishop of Roman Catholic Diocese of Nebi on the 26th May 1996, serving in his capacity until 2nd January 1999, when he was appointed Archbishop of Roman Catholic Diocese of Gulu. He was the first bishop to serve as the Archbishop of Gulu. For the last 25 years, he has served as Gulu Archdiocese Bishop. Odama is greatly remembered by the people of northern Uganda for the role of peace building in the region during the LRA war in northern Uganda. Stephen Okello for West Nile Television, Nilecast.
And more in our stories, leaders in Nebi district have urged family heads with assets and properties to engage in writing wills so as to prevent disagreement in arising over property and protection of the family lineage. This was revealed during the belated Women's Day celebration for Nebi district, held at Achara Primary School in playgrounds in Nebi district. Take a look.
Nebi district woman member of parliament Agnes Ashibo has advised family heads with assets and properties in the district to engage in writing wills to prevent disagreement arising over property when one dies, so that widows are protected. The legislator was speaking on Friday, 22nd March this year, during the belated Women's Day celebration for Nebi district held at Nyachara Primary School playground, Abendo Division, Nebi district. Her concern came barely 1 week after separation arose between two families over assets left by one Christopher Winji, a resident of Eru sub-county, Nebi district. Winji, who was a businessman in Nebi town council, died last week and was laid to rest on Tuesday at his ancestral home in Padolo Parish, Eru sub-county. While speaking to the women, Ashibu noted that many family heads forget to write wills when they are bedridden, which later brings divisionism among family members over who should take charge of the assets left by the deceased. According to Ashibu, tensions broke among the family members as widows and children of the deceased are denied access to their father's assets.
And it is the reason districts have the belated Women's Day celebration. I'm really very happy about this day. I'm very happy because it has been successful. The only challenge has been the communication gap. I received the letters for invitation yesterday, but being a Women's Day, I had to struggle and reach. I've seen there is a gap, and what is bringing gap is the resource envelope, which is so small. But I do believe that when we join our hands with the Women Council in the sub-counties and in the district, we can really get a solution to this problem.
Zenobia Ochama, chairperson NRM Women's League Nebi District, urged women to respect their husbands but not take advantage of Women's Day to demand for responsibilities over their spouses.
I don't take
It should be noted that in Alur culture, widows and orphans are always denied access to their father's assets, as some siblings of the deceased tend to have control of the properties. Recently, Nebi Resident District Commissioner Robert Abak cautioned family heads over rampant divisionism among family members due to assets left by the deceased. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Good evening, viewers. You are most welcome for today's edition of NILE Sports News. It is the last edition of NILE Sports News for this week, because tomorrow is Sunday, whereby I want to be around. We will link up again on Monday. A lot of stories, they continues to break every day in the world of sports. I know it is the period of ongoing in the school ball games. That's why each and every day I continue to update you with what is happening from the various districts we have, in more especially in West Nile. I know people from Teregu district, people from Arue district, people from Arue City. They want to know from me how things are transpiring. From the side of Arue district, the finals have already taken place. People who never had access towards the games, they want to know how the games ended. The same thing also applies to Teregu. The finals we are also played today, and they also want to know how the games ended. But before I give you how things transpired in Arue district and also from Teregu district, let's first take a look at the concerns and also verdicts of the people ahead of the finals of the inter-school ball games for Arue City. So many people have given their concerns and the reactions for the final, because the final was supposed to take place today, but it has been postponed to Monday, and people have given their reactions. As I said, also verdicts ahead of the encounter. Remember, once again, the final will also be between Varasine Secondary School and the team of Arueses. It is the repeat of last year's final, where we saw Arueses defeating Varasine Secondary School in the penal shootout. And also on the other side, Mvara ladies, I should say Mvara girls, will also be battling it out with the Edofe girls. Also the runners-up of last season, I am talking about Edofe girls. Meanwhile, for Mvara, they were actually knocked out in the semi-finals. Let's take a look at the concerns and also the verdicts from the various people.
As inter-school ball games for Arue City draws closer, people have raised different concerns and verdicts ahead of the final, which is scheduled to take place on Monday, 25th of March 2024 in a venue yet to be communicated. The final for boys football will see Varasine Secondary School battling it out with Arueses, the repeat of last year's final. Meanwhile, Mvara SS will again play Edofe girls in the finals of girls football. Varasine Secondary School eliminated Niva High in the semi-finals after a 3-0 win over them. Meanwhile, Arueses went past Arue Town SS in the spot kick, which ended by 3-2 after playing 1-1 tie in the normal time. Since it is a tournament for both the students and community members all over the country, it has attracted 80% of the local-based community members in its fellowship, and some have given their reactions and verdicts ahead of Monday class final. Butela Walter, a great fan of football at large, emphasized about the issue of security and gives his verdict ahead of the class.
Games are just fun. We are trying to make the students learn and be happy in playing, but they are turning it in other ways, violence, which is in discipline. Discipline is a charity. You learn from home. So meaning from home, if the children are coming to school, they should also prepare that discipline, and teachers should also teach every time the discipline aspect of it, so that when they are going out for a football like this, they couldn't be violent and stoning people, stoning cars. So my message to students, back those years when we were in secondary school, we used to be very disciplined. We used to think about the school fees our parents are struggling to pay. So if you are dismissed and if you are suspended in school, you will miss a lot. So we used to put that one in us so that we don't engage ourselves into strikes, violence, and the other things. Vara plays a very good football. A football I really like. I can even mention Nadinan. He's a very good player. I like his ways of playing, and I don't even want to leave this striker Adama. That guy plays a very nice game. I'm very, very sure these two guys are going to make Mvara sign for these coming finals. I'm very, very sure this is finals. The violence is going to be extreme. I'm asking security to take full in charge of, because there are a lot of also tags. People can come and steal. Students can also come and do violence. So I am requesting security to take full charge of the football pitch.
Guma Rasid, a student at RSS, says they will this time encounter a peaceful game without violence, unless it will be the hobbies from these schools to influence their students to act violently.
Basically, when we talk about this issue of football, it's something very interesting. We hope it should be as a game that unify people. But you know, it's just when we talk about the issue of violence in post-primary games, it's just all about the mentality that youths are having. My observation towards this final is obviously Arua Secondary will be the one to win this match, because I've seen the match of Arua Secondary all the way from the starting up to the end, because the game which is displayed by Arua Secondary is all about putting the game down, then playing. That's what people call tic-tac game, where you play touches and so forth. But Arua Secondary School, well, they play nice football, but their football is just all about like you play out in air, what and so forth. So they are not consistent. That's the reason as to why I'm confident to say this, that Arua Secondary will be able to win that match again, and it's going to be the second win, and I'm sure of that. And then the issue of violence, I don't see possibility of violence as far as the game on Monday will be concerned, because yesterday the head teacher of Mvara also visited Arua Secondary, and then they were able to address the whole student body, and then they counsel them as far as the peace there the final is concerned. Maybe if it might be there, it might be through the OBs whom were not there. You know, some of these OBs, they come in a way that maybe someone was having some rancor with those teachers previously, might want to avenge.
Anguyo Ivan, one of the soccer fans, says this time around the finals is going to be tense and it is hard to predict which school will win it, and advised people to be very careful on that day in terms of security.
To me, Mvara has a good squad, and they have a good head coach, which is Cesar Kuti. They also have a nice performance in the pitch. I'm sure in this final, Mvara might have that higher opportunity to win the trophy. So taking RSS is they also have a good team. Yes, they have a good team, but they are taking the department of the goalkeeping. I'm not going with that keeper. Their goalkeeper is kind of shaky. I remember the first goal they conceded against Arota College was a silly goal. That was a free kick that came, and then when the keeper was trying to grab it, eventually it passed over, and then it was tapped inside. As a fan, I'm a football fan, I'm giving a 50-50. So I'm not going on one side, either Mvara or RSS, because this is not their first time to meet in the final. I think last season they also met in the finals again, and today this Monday they're going to meet in the finals again. So I'm going 50-50. To me, when you're going to watch that game Monday, leave everything home. leave everything home, your phone, your wallet. Maybe you can go with the transport of going and then coming back. Issues of like give an example on my side. I had money for transport, but I just felt we could foot. So as I was on the way, they took everything. I lost everything that I had. So my advice to everyone who will be watching the game on Monday, please maybe be in groups. One, if you're not in a group, you get a transport and for going there and then for coming back.
Arua City Inter-School Ball Game started on Friday, 15th of March 2024 and will climax official on Monday with the finals. After that, the focus will turn for regionals, which is hosted by St. Charles Luanga Senior Secondary School from Koboko District. Oraku Benson Pastore.
Away from that story of the fans' reactions and the verdicts ahead of the finals of the inter-school ball games in Arua City, but also related to that, I did promise to you I will also be in position to give you how the results went from Arua District and also from Teregu District. Let's start with Arua District. The finals did take place today, and the champions from that boys football is Usindi Senior Secondary School after defeating NILE High Odia in the finals by 2-1. Meanwhile, in the finals of the girls football, it has gone into the hands of Logri Girls Senior Secondary School after defeating Vora Senior Secondary School girls by 2-1. Meanwhile, also in the third playoffs from the side of the boys, Okufura, we are 2-0 winners over Vura Senior Secondary School, and also from the ladies category, the third playoffs has gone into the hands of Bondo after defeating Okufura ladies by 1-0. That means in total, from the section of the boys, it's Nile High Odia, Usindi Senior Secondary School, and Okufura that are going to represent the district of Arua in the regional tournament. Meanwhile, from the ladies football, it has gone into the hands of Logri Senior Secondary School, Vura Senior Secondary School, and lastly Bondo. This is the update I can give you from that side of Arua District. Meanwhile, from Teregu District, the finals were also played today, whereby we saw Aria beating Origin in the finals. The full time of that game ended in a barren draw, I mean a 0-0 draw. Then we saw Aria proceeding, in fact, winning the gong after 5-4 penalty shootout win over Origin Senior Secondary School. They are the champions from Teregu District in boys football, and also in ladies football. It has gone into the hands of Katini Senior Secondary School after defeating Otuombare in the penalty shootout, which ended 4-3. The normal time of that game also ended in a barren draw. What about in the third playoffs? In the third playoffs, from the side of the boys football, it has gone into the hands of Wandi Progressive Senior Secondary School after 1-0 win over Hillside. Meanwhile, from girls football, it is Keystone that edged out Owafa by 1-0. And in summary, schools that are going to represent the district of Teregu in the regionals are from the boys. We have got Wandi Progressive Senior Secondary School, we have got RSS Senior Secondary School, and the lastly Origin Senior Secondary School. Meanwhile, from the girls football, we have got Otuombari Senior Secondary School, we have got Katrini Senior Secondary School, and Keystone Senior Secondary School. Away from the story of the inter-school ball games, this time we are taking a look at what is happening continental. It's all about all African games, which actually came to an end yesterday. And I can confirm to you, our own Ugandan Hippos, they actually lost into the hands of the host country, Ghana, by 1-0 after having a successful group run and also winning in the semi-finals against Congo, and this time losing it into the hands of the host country, Ghana, in the finals. That means they have finished second, and they have never won the competition before. I am talking about all African games. As I talk right now, the team was already back in the country. Meanwhile, also related to that, Uganda Cranes, the senior team of Uganda, also had an international friendly yesterday. It was against Comoros, and we are humble, defeated Thrust by 4-0 by Ghana. not Ghana, rather by Comoros. The other friendly game against Ghana will be on Wednesday next week. That's when Uganda, of course, will be playing another friendly with Ghana. They lost, as I said yesterday night, into the hands of Comoros. A breaking news here, which I also feel I cannot leave out to the fans, more especially the fans of FIFA Drum, the finals of the finals of 2023/2024 FIFA edition actually took place today, where we have seen Lango beating Busoga Province by 2-1. It is the first of its kind. We are seeing Lango Province winning the gong after a very long period of struggle. Last season, they lost it into the hands of West Nile Province in the finals. But this season, God says, yeah, it is your chance. And right now, therefore, celebration. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of NILE Sports News. Let's link up again on Monday, as you will be in person to bring you the updates of also inter-school ball games from the various districts we have in the region. If also possible, from the other parts of the country. I am talking about the country of Uganda, and I'll also give you the updates of the finals of Arua City in the school ball games. I'm out of the studio. Have the best of your weekend. Like I said earlier on, let's link up again on Monday.
Thank you, Rako Benson Pastore, for that sports news and that sports highlight. And that via marks the end of the Nilecast only on West Nile Television. Thank you always, viewers, for taking the time to be with us from the beginning of the Nilecast to the end of the Nilecast only on West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the